When people talk about speed records, they often think of Bugatti or Koenigsegg. But in the last year, a new name has been charging into that conversation. Yang, BYD's luxury and performance brand. Their U9 hypercar has been rewriting what an electric car can do at the very top end of performance. They've been doing it not in tiny jumps, but in leaps. From early high-speed shakedowns to setting a brand new world record for EVs, to nearly hitting the mythical 500 kilometers an hour mark just last week. That's over 300 miles per hour in a car in some form will actually be sold to customers. The stage for all of this is ATB Papenburg in Germany. It's a 12-kilometer oval with extreme banking, almost 50 degrees at the steepest. Those curves mean a car can build speed without sliding offline, and by the time you shoot out onto the straight, you're already carrying huge velocity. If you want to chase top speed in a controlled, repeatable way, this is where you go. So let's walk through this journey. I'm going to react to 3 clips, an early attempt from last year, a record-breaking run this year, and the almost unbelievable result from just last week. Here we see the U9 topping out at 383 kilometers an hour in late 2024. That's about 240 miles per hour, and for an electric hypercar still in development, that's an incredible statement. At that speed, every part of the car is being stress tested. The aerodynamics are pushing down hard, trying to keep it glued to the tarmac. The suspension has to stay perfectly stable as the car transitions off the banking. The 4-motor system is working overtime, balancing power across each wheel to keep the car tracking straight. For Yang, this run was proof of concept that their platform could deliver stability and control deep into the 300s. It was the first sign they had the ingredients not just for a fast car, but for a genuine record contender. And remember, at this stage, the benchmark was the Spark Owl's 438-kilometer record set at the very same track. So you can imagine the motivation inside the team. It was about getting within striking distance of that number. Fast forward to August 2025, this one is official. 472 kilometers an hour at Papenburg, setting a new world record for electric cars at the same time. The same driver, Mark Bassan, who's got serious experience in this kind of high-speed testing. So how did they leap from high 300s to over 470? The big change was the car's electrical system. They reworked it to handle way more power without overheating. That meant the car can stay at full throttle all the way through the banking and onto the straight without losing punch. It wasn't just about raw horsepower though. Stability mattered even more. Full motors meant precise corrections, and the active suspension system kept the car's body from pitching or bouncing. All of that combined so the driver could keep his foot down without backing off for safety. This was the run where Yang Wang showed they weren't just playing catch-up. They had overtaken Sparks Owl's previous 438-kilometer record and planted their flag firmly in the ground. 14th of September 2025, the car had evolved into the U9 Extreme, and the number is staggering. 496.22 kilometers an hour, or 308.4 miles per hour. That's faster than the Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus. What changed this time? It wasn't a giant leap in power. The car already had around 3,000 horsepower. The difference came from the details. The aero was tweaked with a new rear wing and splitter to keep the car stable without adding too much drag. They ran smaller wheels up front and wider tires to balance grip and rolling resistance. These may sound minor, but at nearly 500 kilometers an hour, shaving drag or keeping tires cooler makes all the difference. So here's the story of the three clips: an early run in the 380s, an official 427 kilometer breakthrough, and finally the 496 kilometer monster pass. The big takeaways: 1. This shows what happens when you combine brute power with brains. 2. Records don't fall by luck, they fall by stacking small improvements. 3. The chase isn't over. They've already beaten Bugatti, now with just 4 kilometers between them and the Magic 500. This shows what happens when you combine brute power with brains. Did you find this video interesting or entertaining? If not, why not consider hitting subscribe? We're desperately after 1,000 subscribers so we can help pay for these videos, as YouTube won't monetize us until we get there. So why not consider hitting subscribe? Cheers.